guys, Crisis here and I'm back with a video. Today guys, I have the long-awaited intro tutorial for my 2,000 subscriber special. And yeah, I know it's 100 subscribers late on this one. But, I mean, school just started for me, soccer just started for me, so I've been limited on time to make this. But anyway guys, I want to thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. Never thought I could make it. I know it's a very cliche thing to say, but I mean, I never expected to make 500 subscribers, let alone 2,000. So I want to thank you guys so much for that. But anyway guys, this is the intro tutorial you guys have been waiting for since I pretty much made my first ever intro on iOS. And I mean, you guys love them, I love to make them. I mean, I've gotten a lot of orders from it, and I'm sorry I get behind in them a lot, but I mean, time is time. I have a life too, and I do them when I can. But anyway guys, this is the intro tutorial, and this is going to be in 3 separate parts. The first part, which I'm going to be doing now, is how to make 2 simple opening animations called the pop-up and the spring. And the second part is going to be how to use the app in general, how to expand objects, distort them, transform them, and rotate them, things like that. And the third part is going to be how to calculate BPM, or beats per minute, of a song in order to sync your text to the song. So anyway guys, let's get started, and leave a like right now, because I know this is going to be great. So you guys, let's get started. So what you're going to do is open up a composition, and turn the aspect ratio to 16 and 9. And what we're going to do is open up my friend here, my red circle, right here, and we're going to bring up the timeline at the bottom, and we're going to move the red circle all the way down to about 7/30 of a second. And to start off, we're going to expand this all the way to the bottom so we can make the pop-up effect, and we're going to move it right into the middle of the canvas. And it doesn't matter if it's in the perfect middle, we'll change that later. So we're going to open up a second circle here as a reference, and click on the first circle, and as you see, it's not in the middle. So we're just going to move to the middle of the circle. We're going to put this up over here, just so we can use it as a reference. All the way to the front, go to the front, and put this right in the middle of the circle, about there. That looks good. I'm going to move it back. And let's move it back. Come on, grab it, let's go. And click on the first one. And now we're going to put the little line, the dial, whatever you call it, right in the middle between the first and second one. But make sure you have the first tile selected. And we're going to expand the circle all the way up so it's the same size as this one. So let's see, about almost perfect actually. We did that really close. About there. That's really close. And now to make the pop-up feature, this doesn't look like it. It's just growing. All the circle does is grow. See? It just grows. That's all it does. Not very pop. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand it a little bit more so it's bigger than the default circle. We're going to move this one all the way down so it's about 6/30 of a second, just so it's a little bit smaller. We're going to open up a third circle and move it right to the end of these. So now we have 3 circles going on here. We're going to click on this middle one here, if I can get it. Come on. There we go. And as you can see, if we go to the start of it, it is smaller than the first circle because it grew to be really big. So we're going to expand it all the way up so it's the same size. Let's see, is that the same size? Nope, a little smaller. And about there. That looks good. Let's zoom in to make sure it's right. About there. That's about on it. So now it still grows up to big, but now it just continues longer. And for the second tile right here, we're going to go to the end of it and move it away. And as you can see, that's the third circle, this long one. That's right there. That's connected to kind of. And we're going to expand this all the way down so it's the same size as this circle, a little bit bigger. There we go. You stick it there in the middle. And as you see now, guys, we have a pop effect. I'm just a little bit shorter. And so now it's going to look really professional. Pop, just like that. And that's how you make the pop-up effect, guys. Really simple. You can use it at the beginning of any animation or intro. And now I'm going to show you how to make the spring effect. So I will see you guys there. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to make the spring effect. So what you're going to do is open a circle up again, or whatever object you're using, and make it so it's about 9 or 8 thirds of a second. I'm going to make it 8 thirds of a second. And to start it off, you're going to go to the start of that block, move it all the way up so it's just above the white canvas line. And use the 2 blue lines to help center it, so that it's centered. And now after that, we're going to open up a second red dot and stick it right at the end as a reference point. Click on the first one and put the dial right in the middle between each. And we're going to move this one all the way down so it is on top of this circle, like that. And to make it a spring effect, we're going to make it go all the way down a little lower to about there. Perfect. So now after this, we're going to open up yet again, third circle. We're going to expand this bottom one down so it's a little bit shorter in length than that one, and put this one there. We're going to click on the second one and go to the start of it. And as you can see, this is the circle and that's the first circle. And we're going to stick the second circle to start right where the first circle ended. So let's see, move it about there, and that's about center. And we're going to do the end, and this middle circle right here is this circle. So let's see, click on the second one here, right in the middle. There we go. Let's move it over here a bit. It's a little uncentered. Anyway, in this one, we should move a bit over here because it's uncentered again. Like that. We just want to make sure these are perfect, because if it's moving around, because it's not centered, it's not going to look very professional. Let's see, put it right there. Good. So now, right here is the two circles. So click on the second one as we go right there. It's so hard to click on this because it's so small. We can't, wish we could zoom in on the timeline, but we can't. So there. And we're going to move it to end a little bit higher than the middle circle. So about, say, there. And then for this third circle, we're going to make it go even smaller than that second circle, so it's going to be moving a little bit quicker. And we're going to open up a fourth circle and move it down to there. Click on the third one and make it start where the second one left off. This is just like a series of, like, you're going to repeat this process a lot in animation. Move that back. And we're going to move it to the end, and it's going to end right where that fourth circle is, which is the center of the screen. So now we should have a very nice spring effect. That's like a spring. Let's see. Like that. It looks very professional, guys. And this, I've used this one a lot. I've also used the pop-up. You could go through my intros and see I've used both of these, and they're both really professional. So I hope you guys enjoyed those first two parts for part 1, and I will see you guys in part 2. So see you there. What's up, guys? CrisisRevolution, and I'm back for part 2 of my animation intro tutorial. This part is going to be showing you how to expand and grow objects, as well as rotate and move them. So what I'm going to do is, I have a new shape this time, a square, very, very different than the last one. And what we're going to do, guys, is show you how to grow, expand, and rotate. So to grow an object, I showed it a bit in the previous segment, but in case you didn't catch up on it, it's very simple. So as you can see, look at my timeline right now, which is like what's moving right now at the bottom. And this is my object. You can move it up and down of how long it will take to do things. And I'm just going to move it like really short, about this long. Maybe it's a little short, like that. And as you can see, there are two orange diamonds on the left and the right. These are the starting and ending positions. The left position is where it starts, so I can move this anywhere around I want. It doesn't matter. And the second position is the end, and it'll have a line attached to it, and that line is like your movement line. So like if I move it to there, the line will go from the start to the end like that. I'll just back it up there. So that's how you just move objects in general. And to grow them, all you gotta do is take these 4 blue dots around the canvas and just grow it, expand it. So if I move it over here and make it big, what will happen is not only will the square move to the left, but it will also grow in size. And that's basically how you grow objects. It's really simple, and I'm going to show you the more complicated one, which is how to expand them. So I'm sure you guys have seen in my intros where I have a square in the middle, and it shoots out into a rectangle, and then expands to create something, to make the entire screen whatever color that rectangle is. In order to make that, you're just going to take the thing I just taught you and go to the second diamond, the end position, and you're going to move just one of the corners. Just pick one corner, and instead of pulling it along these lines, like you see this red diagonal line there, that's where I can move my finger. And but if I move it up, what happens is it will eventually, let me grab it again, if I move it up, it will flatten it out like that. And if I move it, it's kind of weird how it works. But like, let's see, if I want to go long, I can pull it to the right, and it'll make it long like that. So now it's a rectangle, not a square. I can keep doing that to make it even skinnier, and skinnier, and skinnier, like that, into a rectangle. So now, since it's a rectangle, let's zoom in, and this is what's going to happen. So it's going to do this. Expand like that. And what I do is, I can expand that all the way out see all the way out till it's the entire size of the canvas. Let's go a little longer, like that. And now it's longer than the canvas itself. I'm going to speed it up a bit, and watch what happens here. Shoots still wide, like that. And then after that, what you can do is you can just like go into Photoshop, create another object that's the same length as this or the same shape as this rectangle, and then it could stay there. And after that, you can make it shoot up like this, and make it fill up the entire screen. So just make this really small. I better bring this back in to close to the same size like that. That's easier. And we can pull it down, or not rotate. We gotta pull it in and down, and it'll make it a big rectangle like that, in and down. And then what we can do is pull it in this way, make it a big square, pull it down and such. We can rotate it, whatever we want to do. And now as you see, it will just grow into a square like that. And that's how you expand objects and grow them, as well as distorting them. That's what I mean by distorting in the part 1. You can make them turn into rectangles by just like going along these lines, going inside and wide like that. Now it's a rectangle, so it goes like that. That's how you do that. And lastly, I'm going to show you how to rotate. And now there's two types of rotation, guys. There's like the in-app rotation, and there's the start and finish rotation. I use the start and finish rotation, and this is why. If you use the rotation feature in the app, like this, I'll just make this smaller here, and you're going to hit the settings button, and then there's rotation. So say I want it to go clockwise, I'll click this button and click like 2 rotations. And as you can see, it will go really fast. And that's too fast. If I put on 1, it'll go a bit slower, but that's still too fast. And also, there's no way to stop the rotation. It'll just keep going until the segment stops. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn that off here, turn off that, and just turn it back on natural rotation. And to make this rotate, you're just going to go to the end of your thing, take the other dots, and just rotate them. So say I want it to go 180 degrees. I'll just take this and turn it all the way 180 degrees, and then I'll go, and it will slowly turn and stop there. And after it stops, what I can do is this, open up the square again, put it at the end, and watch this. It will turn and stop. Turn, stop. And that's what I want it to do. So that's how you do rotations, guys. And you can make it go faster by rotating it even more around, like that. So that's 360. Actually, it won't move, because the way this works, guys, it's kind of complicated to do a 360 spin, is that it calculates where each of them are. So if I go here, and I take it all the way around like this, but not a complete spin, what it's going to do is just turn sideways like that. Because that's where it is. It's going to pick the quickest route to do it. So doing a rotation like this takes a lot of practice and time, but too much practice and time for me to show in one video, but you guys can figure it out. You guys are all smart people, and I know it. Anyways, that's how you use the fundamentals of the app to make animations and such. And next, I will show you how to calculate BPM and sync music. So I'll see you then. What's up, guys? CrisisRevolution, and I'm back for part 3 of my intro tutorial. It's going to show you guys how to sync and to sync text to music and anything like that, and how to make the text bounce itself. Now, I'm on my home screen because there's an app you need to get in order to do this. It's called BPM. If you're on Android, or you're on if you're on iOS, you obviously have this app. If you're on Android and you're just using this to have other things, then there's tons of BPM apps on iOS and Android stores. So just search BPM calculator or something like that, and you'll find a ton. But most likely look for this certain one. This is the best one I have found. And the way it works is that all you do is have your song playing in the background on your iPad or your iPhone, or having it like play over speakers. And all you do is tap to the BPM like this. So if you tap eventually like this speed, you're just going to calculate it how close it is. So 100. Right now I'm tapping at a song that I know in my head, and it's about 130 beats per minute, which is actually a normal one that people use. So we're going to do that, 130 BPM. And this is how you're going to calculate it on how fast it bounces. You're going to go into a calculator app. So this does require a little math, guys. Sorry, I know you were expecting some school stuff on this one, but BPM does require a bit of math. There's some apps that can do it, like I know on After Effects and stuff, there's BPM calculators in it, but this is how you gotta do it on iOS. You're gonna go into your calculator app, and remember it was 130 beats per minute. So we're gonna type 130 divided by 60, and that's how many beats there are per second. There's 2 and 1 and about 1 1/3 beats per second. And now, the way the animation app works is that it works in 30ths of a second, or like 30ths of a second. So it's like 30, like 0.30 of a second in between. So what we're going to do is divide 30 by this number to see what the fraction of a second to bounces is. I know it sounds a little complicated, but it will make sense in a bit. So 2.1666667. So 30 divided by 2.1666667 equals about 14. So every 0.14 of a second, we're going to be making a text bounce. So remember that, guys. Remember that 14. We're going to go into the animation app, and we have a canvas set up already. And let's see if it loads. Yep. And I have a text set up, which I will open now. Just Crisis, you know, that's my name. Has a little bevel, has a little shadow and everything. And as you see on the timeline, right above where it is, it says 0, 12 30ths of a second. So we're going to put it at the start, and we're going to move this all the way down to 14th. And that's how long a pump should be. Every 14th of a second, there should be a pump. A pulse, as you can call it. And right now, I'm just going to show you how to make the pulse. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make this really small, maybe 1/3 of a second. And what we're going to do is the start and the beginning. We're going to go to the end of it, and we're just going to expand just a tiny bit, about that much. Then we're going to open up the text again. This is just like what we did for the pop-up effect. So now we're just going to move this down, and we're going to make this the exact same length. So 0.3. So we're going to move all the way down to 0.3 like that. And at the start of it, we're going to expand it so it's the same size as the text here. So let's see, let's zoom in, move it around about there. Looks like it's a little bigger, so we gotta move it, or no, it's a little smaller, my bad. Now move it there. About there. Now the text is about the same size, and we're going to end it by expanding it back down to the same size it was. So that way it makes a little pulse effect. So we can put this right there, click the middle one if I can, which is really hard, as you guys know. Come on. I'll move this away. Let me move this away real quick. And move that up. So I can click on it. And then move it down. Actually, I have no idea what I'm doing right now, guys. I'm really confused. Let's see. I'll get this in a second. Let's see. Let's grab it. Move it down to 1/3. Like there. Click this. Click that second one. Come on. Alright, let's actually do this. I have a better idea. Open up another one. Just so I can go further away. And now click it. There we go. Perfect. And now, let's just move this one down here out of the way. And we'll click on the second one. Come on. Right there. Now we're going to end it by moving it back down to where it was originally set. Just a little smaller. Let's see, zoom in. About there. Nope, a little bigger. Gotta be precise, guys, because it looks really weird. Like, trust me. Even if it's just off by a little bit, it looks really weird in the bounce. And as you can see, guys, pulse. It pulses like that. Now, we gotta do this every 14th of a second. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna move this up there, move these back over here. And now the way the pulse works is the 14th of a second cannot be right here at the beginning of the pulse. It has to be right here in the middle when the text is at the highest. So what we're gonna do is, since this is 3/3 of a second, we need to make this end at 11. So at 11/3 of a second, right there. And we're gonna move this here, like there, and this here. So now as you see, the pulse right in the middle is at 14th of a second. Perfect. And now all you gotta do after this, guys, is just duplicate. That's all you do, because it's the same amount of time each. So we're gonna duplicate, not that. We're gonna duplicate the big part and move it there. Then let's see, let's get there, and then let's duplicate the first bounce. So I'm gonna put it here. The third one, and put it there. And we're just going to continue this process, guys, all the way until however long you want the sync to be. And, yeah, so after this, you do this, that's pretty much it. You can add some fading transition in a video editor or anything like that. As you can see, let's play, pulse, 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 and it's going to sync to whatever song you have in the background. So just use that process. If you do the syncing with the beats per minute app and it has 60 beats per minute, just do the little thing I told you. I'll have the mathematical thing in the description so you can look at it, or just rewind the video and just replace the 130 with however many beats per minute you do. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for my tutorial. I mean, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helped you know a little bit more than you didn't know to make intros. And I hope this is what you guys were expecting. Please don't go in the comments and saying this was stupid, or I didn't teach you how to make an exact intro. Because, I mean, honestly, if I told you how to make an exact intro, that would take an hour or hours, and also that would only teach you how to make one intro. It wouldn't teach you how to make other things. So I made a very grand spectrum for this, just so I could teach you guys the most. It's better to teach a man to fish than to just catch fish for a man, as people have said before, and that's what I did here. So hope you guys did enjoy this tutorial. Leave a like. Let's see if we can break. Let's see a big one. Let's go 65 likes. We always go for 20, which we always smash. But let's see if we can go for 65 likes on this video alone. I cannot wait to see your comments on this. And if you have any other problems, tweet me. If you make an intro with this, tweet me the link at CrisisYT in the description below. But anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy this tutorial, and I will see you guys in my next videos. Bye, guys.